nesting in Java. And this video is going to be a little bit longer because we're going to cover a couple different ways to nest. So I went ahead and created my start package. It's in a week 2-nesting project. I stuck with my package CST105N.week2w2.d1.day1. And I'm going to create another new class inside of here. And we're going to call it, whoops, go ahead and inside of here, we're going to call it branch nest. And then we're going to create another new class in here. And we're going to call this one loop nest. Oops, nest. So we got two different ones there. We're going to run on both of these. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to run a loop nest. So let's go ahead and create a public void looping. And we're going to create a for loop inside of here. So we're going to create a for loop. We covered these a couple class periods ago. So we're going to initialize it to set it to 0. We're going to say if x is less than 5, and each time we iterate through, we're going to increment x by 1. And we're going to go ahead and system out print line. And we're going to say x. Okay, so let's go ahead and run that and see what's happened. So we've got to see if we can get that to run here. So we got looping, so we're going to have to create an object because it's not a static one. So we've got loop nest, and we'll call it n equals new loop nest. That syntax should be getting very similar to you now, or very familiar to it. And we're going to go ahead and find our looping method, give it a run. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. So everything's running in that case. Let's come back here now and let's talk what's nesting is going on inside of it. So inside of a loop, we can actually add more loops. So we can create another loop, but I cannot use the same variable type. So if I come here and try to do x and set it equal to 0, you're going to say, hey, x doesn't, you can't do that. X has already been defined, duplicate local variable. So when you nest, you can't use your same data type, or same data name, but I can use a different one. So I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to check to see if y is less than 5. And in this case, I'm going to increment y by 1 each time I loop through it. And inside here now, I can do another system out. And we can print out y. So we're going to print out y. And for this one, I'm not going to do a print line. I'm going to do a print. So we're going to go ahead and actually let's do a little bit more formatting here. Let's put a dash between each one of those. So what's going to happen, it's going to come into my for loop and it's going to run this for loop 5 times. But before it runs the for loop 5 times, it's also going to run my y loop 5 times. So it's going to come into x, set it equal to 0, and then I'm going to boom, 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 boom 5 times for my y, drop out of here, print out that x, and then I'm going to come back up here, do the next for loop, which is going to require boom, 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 boom 5 more of these 4s, which is going to go back up here and go through the various pieces here. So actually I'm going to add one more piece here, and we're going to see what row we're on. Okay, so for our inner loop, for our inner nest here, we're going to print out the numbers in order in one line. We're not doing a print line, but when we're done with that, we're going to print out the row number with the x, and then we're going to go back up to the top. So if I run this, you're going to get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, row 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, row 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this part right here, this first part, these 0, 1, 2, 3, 4s is my y loop, and my row down here is my x loop. So that is a loop within it, and I can mix and match these to a couple different ways here. So let's go ahead and create another looping one. And let's go ahead and call this loop 2. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a do loop on the outside. And then I will create my while check here at the bottom. So I'm going to loop on those pieces here. And we're going to loop through 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to check to see if, let's do our count is equals 6. So before we go into it, we'll create a count and we'll set it equal to 0, set it equal to, use the double equal. And then inside of here, every time I get done with the loop, we're going to increment count by 1. Okay, that's a semicolon. So actually this needs to go out. Oh, nope. Gotta make sure I get these in the right order there. So after my for loop, okay, this is gonna go out there. No, that's actually going to go there. Okay, so after my for loop, I'm going to increment count, and then we're going to do the check here. So if I run this now, we're going to see like a really long list of things here. So looping 2, we have to come over here, and we're going to go ahead and call looping 2, and we're going to run this. And there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which we must have an error somewhere inside of here. Count equals 0, while count equals 6. Oh, so my logic is wrong. So while count is less than 6. So we didn't want to set it equal because it got in here and count did not equal 6, which means it just dropped out. So now we should see a really long line of code. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can mix and match your loops. I can put a for loop in a do loop. I can put a do loop in a for loop. And you can mix match these any ways you want. I probably want to do one more thing here just to make it a little cleaner in terms of understanding what's going on. And I'm going to just do a very basic print line so that it drops it down to the next line. And if I run this now, there's my same thing here. I could probably even system out count to repeat what I did up above, row, colon, and then I can just do count inside of there. And now if I run it again, I get kind of the same thing I had before, but I'm not using 2 for loops. I'm actually using a do loop and a for loop inside of it. So you can mix and match that. I was going to do the branching one, but let's go ahead and end this one here, and we'll do another video talking about how you can nest your branches.